Hello, folks, and welcome to Fandango Friday, liquors and/or liqueurs. And I have the 99 Brands Party Bucket, and let's see what's inside. Eric Fraunfelter, Thomas Metal 75, said he's going to bring a barrel-aged gin, which would be something different, that's for sure. Okay. Okay, Largo Bay Coconut Rum, a type of liqueur. Actually, you can put the bucket back up. I don't need it. I've got probably about 7 left in there. All right, so Largo Bay is a line of products that are produced for a company called, well, it says Largo Bay Rum Company, Princeton, Minnesota, but it's really, I think it's called Phillips Distilling. There's 2 in Minnesota. I get them confused, but it might be just made for Total Wine and More. Let's check the copyright on it. You drink liquor and liqueur. I drink beer, says Wayne Franklin. Hello to you, Wayne. Thanks for watching. All right, so let's check. Largo Bay. Here we go. Distilled spirits. Phillips Products Company. Introduced in 2008. Okay. So it doesn't say it's owned by Total Wine. Phillips Products. Phillips. Here we go. But on the other hand, oops, that's razors. No, we don't need that. Okay. Phillips Distilling. Here we go. Let's see. You can get it Old Rasputin in bottles and towns, bottles and cans in your town. I can't get it at all in my town anymore. It's driving me nuts. Hello, Michael. Hello, Olafar. All right, now, so let's see. The brands Phillips Distilling makes is UV vodka. I see UV around a lot. Prairie Organic Spirits, never heard of that. Revelstoke, I've seen Revelstoke here and there in Louisiana. LaRue, I know they just bought LaRue about a year ago from Jim Beam Suntory. Camorra, yeah, I see that a lot. Phillips, liqueur, schnapps, spirits, and RT ready to. I've never seen Phillips products around here. Sourpuss liqueur, no, never seen it. Trader Vic's, rum, yeah, a little bit. Douglas and Todd bourbon whiskey, no. Cabrito tequila, baby goat. Cabrito is a baby goat, no. Hellcat Maggie Irish whiskey, no. Tomatin, they bring in Tomatin, yeah, I have a bottle on the shelf. And the Cubis vodka. All right, so they're not listing. They're not listing. Well, they don't list everything because I see some here on the list. Locate El Loro, Largo Bay. I don't see Largo Bay, no. So that's telling me it's probably just owned by Phillips or produced by them for Total Wine. But I'm not sure about that. All right, there's Beverage Ramble.
Hey, Mr. T, how you doing? Sorry about that. I was talking to Mom and my sister up in Jersey. So, hello. How are you?
That's all right. Got to talk to your family. Johnny Walker Black Label, 12-year-old. I've never had Johnny Walker Black Label, I'm afraid. Yeah, I have a panel. I already put the link. Thomas Meadow, Mike.
This is what I'm consuming tonight. Don Q Gold, 40% ABV, 80 proof, Puerto Rican rum. Hey, Eric, how you doing?
Yeah.
Crafted by the Sorales family, or if I'm pronouncing it correctly, it's Sorales.
Yeah, Sorales. Yeah, I have a bottle of that.
And it cost me much. Only came up to about maybe $11.99 for this nice size bottle. That's pretty good.
I have a bottle, but I never opened it yet. Okay, now Eric is, because I'm in Louisiana. With Louisiana liqueur reviews. Beverage Ramble is in Georgia now. Up in Massachusetts, Thomas Meadow 75 is Eric. Massachusetts beer reviews, but tonight it's Massachusetts barrel aged gin reviews.
Oh, after the show, I got something. I gotta ask you, both of you, a question.
All right.
After the show.
All right. So, whoops.
Ooh, hello. Thank you for stopping by Louisiana Liquor Reviews channel of YouTube this evening. So, as Jay said, I am doing a barrel finished gin, which is some kind of a hot little trend,
really? Is that a gin?
Yeah, barrel finished gin. This is from Litchfield, Connecticut. It's called the Litchfield Distillery Barrel Finished Gin. There you go. It's 43% ABV. This is bottle 485. They're batch number 4, and it's 43% ABV, 86 proof. They said we rested our award-winning gin barrels. We rest our award-winning gin in barrels made with staves of acacia wood. This gives a smooth and creamy mouthfeel with less oaky flavor. You'll enjoy the pleasant floral notes with a distinct lemony herb aroma and a hint of honey, which beautifully complement our gin, citrus, and juniper flavors. Try this full-bodied spirit neat on the rocks or in your favorite gin cocktail. All right. I'll try it neat and then with a little bit of cool water and see if that changes anything.
All right.
There you go. Nice color. I don't know how long it's been resting in the barrels, but with the finish, it wouldn't be super long, maybe just a couple of months. But it did take on a nice color, I can tell you that. It's got a little bit of legs. It's got a little bit of legginess, not anything too crazy. Yeah, you're definitely getting juniper berries. Definitely getting the pine tree forest element to it. You are getting the light, like a very light oak or woody note to it. It's a very fresh wood note to it. It was not barrel aged for very long, and I would not imagine through the nose that the barrels were, if they were charred, they were charred very little. There's a very little char element to it. Definitely lemony, definitely some herbaceous, earthy notes to it. Primarily very gin, juniper forward, and very fresh, like a I don't know, like wet wood, like a wet piece of lumber outside when it rains. Give that a try. Cheers.
All right.
Cheers.
Well, I'm going to come back to you. We're going to come back to you.
Think about those notes. Yes.
So you like my new computer setup?
Working so far?
No, I like the old one.
Oh, sorry, the old one's in the trash. All right. Well, see, I was reluctant to change it because I said, what if I buy a new system and it's not my problem? But it was. But I was scared, that it would be some internet thing and it wasn't my fault. All right, so I'm going to open the Largo Bay. I can't get a grip on it. Finally got it. The problem with these little bottles, sometimes they keep slipping in your hand. Can't get a grip. All right, so it's I'm going to describe this. I bought it at Total Wine and More. It was only like 69 cents.
Perfect number.
But Mathern's had these little bottles of Smirnoff earlier this week for 15 cents.
Holy.
Yeah, they all disappeared in a few minutes.
The hobo budget. All right.
Not a few hours, a few minutes. They had Smirnoff red, white, and blue berry, red, white, and berry, Smirnoff infusions, no sugar, lemon and elderberry, watermelon, and strawberry. Well, those are for other videos later. But I was happy when I paid $3 for $1 for them, but then I didn't know it was going to go to 15 cents. All right. Anyway, so here's Largo Bay. It's what it looks like, and it's got the coconuts on it, and it's 21% alcohol. It says charcoal filtered, so that's good. So they're taking the rum and they're letting it drip through charcoal. Takes about 24 hours for that one drop to get through the charcoal. So it takes a while to drip a whole bottle through. It's rum with natural flavor, meaning coconut. And it says established 1865. Well, the parent company, Phillips Distilling, is from 1865, but I'm sure Largo Bay is from when the trademark was adopted in 2008. All right, but anyway, so it just says rum. It doesn't say Caribbean rum. So, could it be from the United States? Yeah, I guess. They do make rum in Kentucky, I found out last few years. So they make rum in Louisiana. Let's see now. David Garlipe is looking to join.
Dave!
He's in Louisiana.
What's up? Happy
There
Friday.
you go, man.
Oh,
I'm going to get back to you when we go through ours. I'm going to get back to you, and then I'm going to let you show your product. And, well, I'll tell you what. Tell me what you have, and I'll put it in the banners. So
I got Southern Comfort pepper.
Oh, I was talking about that today with some of my coworkers.
with the Tabasco pepper. Okay.
Yeah, I think Jay and I both stumbled across this many, many years ago, and yeah, it's been on my shelf for a little bit. It's one of those things you try, you like it, you put it back, you forget about it. You start drinking really good whiskeys and really good beers, and all of a sudden you're just like, oh, whoa, let me go ahead and try that. So it says it's an original concoction. I cannot make this up. It's right there on the label. And it's Tabasco symbol at the bottom, so I would assume that this is made with Tabasco. I don't know. I'll have to read up on it.
What's the alcohol level? What's the alcohol level?
You're going to make me put these glasses on, aren't you?
Yeah.
So not cool. 35.
All right.
We were talking about Southern Comfort at work in not so glowing way, but I'm kind of curious about trying this one with the Tabasco.
It says of New Orleans. It doesn't say it's made in New Orleans. It just says Southern Comfort of New Orleans at the bottom.
Yeah, it's made in Kentucky, actually.
Yeah, it says of New Orleans.
Yeah, I talked to the guy on the telephone, and he told me, yeah, it's actually made in Kentucky. He said people call him all the time and say, where do they give tours at the Southern Comfort Distillery in New Orleans? And he's like, well, that doesn't actually.
Before we go on, there's some contrary wording going on from the back to the front. The front says of New Orleans, and the back says with genuine Cajun heat. Well, New Orleans isn't Cajun, so I don't know why they're going to claim New Orleans and then go to the back. I guess they're talking about Avery Island with the spice.
Yeah, the Cajun heat. From Avery Island out in Cajun country. Yeah. Okay, so it's clear.
Who knows? All right, that's also called SoCo. Good.
And McElhenney is not Cajun either. All right, let's go with the nose. It smells like coconut. No shock.
Sorry.
So, cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, so Largo Bay. it's rum, so it's sugary, and the natural flavors are obviously more sugar. Woo, and coconut. So I think I had a coconut rum before in my life, but
Malibu.
no, I just I
Coconut
might have
rum?
tried it in one of these little mini bottles.
Yeah,
But
probably
yeah,
was popular.
if you want a rum that tastes like coconut and sugar, this is for you. All right. So the body's medium and the finish is sort of dry. Shockingly, you think it'd be finished so sweet it would gag you, but I guess they get it to where it's not like that. I don't know what to make of it, tell you the truth. I don't think I would buy one of these products, but I know a lot of people that would. So now Jean is going to talk about his little
Don
deal.
Q.
Don Quixote.
Don Q. Good evening, everyone around America, around the world. Good day. Don Q Gold rum, 40% ABV, 80 proof. That's what I have here in my glass, as you can see. Not too bad looking color, as you see, for a typical Puerto Rican style rum. Obviously, the more well-known Puerto Rican rum, obviously, is Bacardi. Won quite a few awards. I'm looking at the website right now. It won gold back in 2010 at the WSWA Awards 67th annual edition. In 2010, it won a bronze at the 2010 SIP Awards. So quite a few awards it has had in its career. Of course, the Sorales family owns a family-run company.
Mm-hmm.
So
now you interestingly have the old label. This is the new label that they came out with about 2 years ago. But there's a lot of the old labels still on the shelf.
I saw the clear, and I was kind of hesitant on trying it because my thoughts about clear liquor. Even clear rums and clear. I don't know if there's such a thing as a clear bourbon. I doubt there is, but
No.
But clear,
unaged, you can buy unaged whiskeys.
Yeah, no clear tequila. I can't do that. Clear rum, I can't do that either. Just
Do you want to read the recipes they have here?
Yeah, some of the recipes they have is a toddy, a what you call it, a island toddy. Have a grapefruit chili mojito, red rum, and pina colada, which I'm sure, but traditionally I would say the usual rum and Coke, maybe, or maybe rum and ginger ale. I would say. So.
Do you?
I haven't really felt a sense of burn sipping on this since we've been talking.
Now, Jean, you didn't mention that it's a blend of rums aged 1.5 to 5 years. So there's the youngest rum in that blend is a 1.5-year-old, and the oldest in that blend is 5 years. So
no, I did not mention that. No.
And they drip it through carbon. They filter it through carbon.
Filtration, right?
Yeah. So it says, give gold a try when you're being creative behind the bar. So anyway, go ahead, keep talking. I'll be quiet.
No, it says, and it has a little. I am getting that vanilla, flavor on the tongue with this one. It's pretty good, and there's no burn in this too, which is also a good thing. I like that. I like to drink something dark, and I don't feel like a little burn on my chest. If it feels a burn on the chest, maybe it's a little too rough, maybe not poorly prepared. But this is okay. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Well,
cheers.
I got my Quorum cigar I'm smoking.
Nice. That should go good with a rum.
So,
rum in a cigar, why not?
So, nice. By the way, I love the price for that cigar too. So.
Oh yeah, their bundles are super inexpensive.
Yeah, I might be getting one for my birthday coming up on Thursday. So.
Happy birthday, yeah.
Happy birthday ahead of time, in case I forget.
Yes.
Cheers.
Possibly might be heading down the city off the Mississippi. That begins with the letter. Begins with the letter N.
Naples, Florida. What the?
Yes.
Battery?
Off the Mississippi, yes. Naples, Florida, off the Mississippi River. But yeah, might be making
Way off the Mississippi River.
So might need to hit up Mr. T and Dave for some tastings and some reviews. So, but I'll let y'all know come Wednesday. So,
All right.
But anyway, getting back to this, not too bad. Like I said, Jay, you talk about this, and I'm sure David has mentioned this. A lot of these quality rums, bourbons, whatever, and the price I paid for this wasn't bad. It was only like for this size, $11.99. So this was pretty good, for the queue. So I was like, okay, something decent, compared to other well-known, Puerto Rican style rums. Again, as I mentioned, Bacardi's are more well-known, and a few others, but well, this is pretty good. Obviously, people want to chase this with soda, ginger ale, cola. And of course, I mentioned all the other, cocktails could mix with this. But yeah, definitely a good mojito. But someone who's more old school, I like just straight, just a little bit, not much, in the rock glass, and I'm good. I'm good for the evening. So. Yes, mixable. Definitely do a add to a margarita if you want to, a pina colada. But this is not too bad. Vanilla flavor is definitely there, so this is pretty good. And I've seen a lot of videos. People prefer the clear more so than the dark, because I've seen videos on YouTube. People, especially a couple of few who did a mixed drink, and they added Don Q onto a I don't know, they were doing some sort of mango cocktail, whatever, blended, frozen, and they add the Don Q clear, but all right, whatever. So, but give me the dark, preferably for me. So I have my score coming up on this product, which I'm kind of liking.
Nice. Hello in the chat to Ron Terrio's mistress. What in the world? All right. Okay. We're going to do crazy world we all live in. Thank you, Internet. So yeah, from Litchfield, Connecticut comes the Litchfield Distillery. Their barrel, oh my God, I got a bright light. Barrel finished gin. We talked about that. It's 43%. 80 proof on the ABV. This is their batch number 4. This was several years ago I acquired this. I haven't really had much of a use for this bottle. That's why it's not so low. 750. This had to have been around, I don't know, 40, somewhere between 45 and 60. It was no more than 60. Again, this was a couple years ago. Jay does have the website out. We will go to that momentarily. I don't find from the website necessarily what I'm going to look one more time really quickly. I don't
Whiskey Scouts here. Let me interrupt. Whiskey Scouts here from Kansas.
Hello. Cheers.
Thomas, is that a liqueur, or what is that?
So they're trying to so they're using their normal gin, which is more of a juniper focus. So more like so they say it's juniper focused with a more sweeter level than a traditional gin. So I don't know if you would call that an American style or more of like the
at the local New Orleans tour we went on with that whiskey company, that so-called whiskey company. Didn't they have something similar to this?
Interesting.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I think we both kind of enjoyed it. It was a little different. It mixed different flavors together. So I'm sorry. Go ahead and continue.
So I saw so the Litchfield Distillery does vodka. They do primarily bourbons. They have a rye. They use flavored bourbons, vodkas, and these gins, and they have an agave spirit. They can't really legally call it tequila here in the United States, so it's an agave spirit. They do a port barrel finished bourbon. Yeah, bourbon, which would be cool to try. And on that listing on their website, they said that they aged the that bourbon for 6 months. I would guess for a finishing, you're not really trying to do aging to it. You're not letting it sit for an extended period of time. I'm guessing at the most, if I had to guess, I would guess 6 months it was aged in this acacia wood. And as you see there, apparently it won in 2020 a silver medal at the UK World Gin Competition. Holy crap, Connecticut. All right, so we did talk about this a little bit, but there is some legs on this. I do see some 43% legs. It does have a nice gold. I would say it's pretty gold in appearance, like a copper, maybe a little bit clear, brighter than a copper penny, but it's pretty close. We did talk about the nose. I'm going to try it with some ice cold water as well in there, cold water in there too. But right now, I am getting a good juniper punch. The lemony herbal notes are coming out in this one. I might be getting a white peppercorn or a peppery spicy element to it. I'm getting wet lumber that's been sitting outside in the rain. That kind of note. I'm not real familiar with acacia wood, to be completely honest, but it definitely has a different smell altogether than your traditional oak aged products. So I will give this a try and see what I come up with here. Cheers. First impression.
Cheers.
They mentioned it might be creamy. I can get that, I guess. Big juniper berries up front. Big peppercorn sort of spice. It's not spicy heat or anything like that. The proof isn't too bad. It's not too sharp in the alcohol content. Not at all, really. You're getting more sharpness from juniper berry and a peppery sort of a spice to it than anything. Very herbal, very earthy. And then I'm trying to remember here. Let me take another sip. Yeah, it's towards the back of the palate where you're getting the sweetness level. There's like a really, I'm trying to think here. What's this? The white. It's like a white cooked sugar before it gets to a caramelized level. If you're stewing some lemons for some reasoning and you're putting some sugar in there and you're letting that thing stew down in a pot before it completely melts down into caramel, I'm getting that white cooked sugar element to it. This is pretty good. This is pretty interesting. The wood element is, again, it's a very light element. It's giving some very light vanillas to it. Maybe some of the pepperiness is also coming from some wood as well, but I'm going to go with more of like juniper, and there's like a coriander or a clove kind of a baking spice note that may be giving me more of that flavor. I'm going to add a little bit of cool water and just to see what it's going to do to it, and then we'll conclude for the moment and do the ratings later. But let's just see what happens with a little bit of water. The nose on that thing got less juniper intense. I think more of the wood, more of the acacia wood comes out in this one. Yeah, it's definitely more woody and more. Actually, it might be a little bit more sharper in the alcohol note at this point. I think I preferred the nose without the water. But let's see what it tastes like. Ooh, I took on a minty herbal note, not unlike a rye whiskey note at this point in time. Very minty herbally note. A little slicker mouthfeel. And actually, I say that there was a sharpness of alcohol in the nose. There's no sharpness of alcohol. It rounded off. Anything that was sharp, peppery, juniper berry forward just got rounded off here. I'm getting a little bit more of a vanilla-ish note. It's earthy, and it's very well rounded. I can see now doing a gin and tonic here could be a very interesting combination. So there's things I like about this neat, and there are things that I like about it when it added water, and there are things about both styles that I didn't like. I appreciate one thing and I appreciate the other thing. So I will sit and think overall about what that rating is. But this is a very interesting product, and I don't know how common these things are, but there was a little bit of a trend of barrel finished gin. So if this interests you, I'm sure you can probably find one in your local area. So cheers.
Yeah, looks like I'm up. That's interesting. So what I'm bringing aboard tonight is an old one that's been in my cabinet for a while. This is Southern Comfort Pepper. I believe this is, since it has the Tabasco emblem on it, that it's aged in Tabasco barrels. See what this is all about. Look at that, $13.99. Somebody found it for $13.99. That's not what I paid for. I paid for a lot cheaper than that.
Washington and Tukwila, Washington.
So the color of it is coming through at a natural, like, whiskey color. I do know that the regular Southern Comfort is sweet with a cherry note. It's quite predominant when you try it. This was originally, because there's a fleur-de-lis on the top of, was distilled in New Orleans. They've since moved their operations away. Also at the bottom of the barrel, it does say of New Orleans. If you blow it up again, you can see that. I'm gonna go ahead and see what's on the nose. It said cherry. It's that classic Southern Comfort cherry you smell. You get a little bit of the pepper note coming through. You know, if you breathe in some jalapeno or something like that, or cayenne, just in the air, it just kind of comes through. I'm suspecting this is going to be sweet because regular Southern Comfort is. It's coming at 35% alcohol. Yeah, so this is a 70 proof. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
It's got like a little licorice, like a star anise on the tongue. Almost kind of like a cough syrup consistency going down, but it definitely does kind of clean you out a little bit. Yeah, like a good cough syrup would. It's pleasant. I mean, if you like something along the lines of like some medicine-y kind of cough syrup, Dr. Tishner's type thing, you would like this. The mouthfeel is kind of light. It kind of goes down quick. Sweetness level is kind of medium. It's a lot less sweet than the last time I tried it, but it's been cracked open for a couple of years, just sitting there with the cap on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has that kind of liqueur thing going on with it. Where it's sweet and kind of viscousy. It's not bad.
You think
Oh,
it'd be
there
better
goes
with-
the heat. There
think
goes the heat. Finally. I'm feeling the heat going in my chest a little bit.
What about with some ice in it?
Oh, do what?
What about with some ice in it?
Are you requesting that?
I'm not requesting. I'm just saying, how do you think it would taste with ice in it?
It would probably kill the taste. It would probably freeze it and just leave it at this taste. So
Okay.
I think it's something that, you know, everyone should try. You know, if you don't like it, you don't like it. You can probably get it to little bottles. So
Yeah, the heat kicks in kind of late. Look at that.
Look at somebody else did. Pulling it out.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
That was not even cracked open yet. Wait, my review's not over yet.
Yeah, I bought it with Ron down there, so I probably got it from the same place you did, Dave. And I've never opened it though.
Oh,
Probably so. If
Awesome.
you visited with
Awesome.
Jay, I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah,
my third.
The KC Express. Woo-hoo!
Be around my house. We get it at 2, 3, sometimes 1 a.m. So lucky.
Yeah, it's heading your way.
Surprised you picked
Yeah.
fun.
Cool. All right, that's all I have to say.
Woo.
All right.
Going Whiskey Scout. What you got, man?
all right. Last time I was on, I had done a Japanese Shiro Soju.
Oh.
And so I said next time, and that's the little bottles. I didn't spend a lot of money. This is a, I don't know, 200 mil. Yeah. This one here's a little bigger. It's a 375. And I had purchased a Korean Soju. So I figure I had never opened the Korean Soju. Both of these I bought in Kansas City. I don't see them here locally. So this is a good time as any to try it. I mean, it is soju, charcoal filtered for refreshing and clean taste. 15% alcohol by volume. A soju is made from rice. It's just a rice. It's not really a rice wine, but
It's a rice liquor.
yeah, that's the best way to put it. It's real popular in Korea, though. I remember seeing an episode with one of the, I don't remember which one of the foodie guys it was over there, and they were drinking shots of it. And so I know it's real popular in Korea. So anyway, we'll check it out. 15%, pours clear and clean, exactly the same as the other one did. There's no, looks like it's probably pretty heavily distilled. I would say probably more than once or twice through the still.
What's the alcohol level on that particular one?
15%.
Okay.
So, and that's a 375 mil. So anyway, we'll see. I remember the Japanese one, just not really. It just was a blah thing. It just didn't turn. But you never know until you try. So I didn't see any of that stuff when I was there. The ginger sounds good. I would like to try the ginger if I could find it. I like ginger. I like it and stuff. Mandarin would probably be pretty good too. Virtually no smell on the nose. I mean, I struggle to get anything. I mean, seriously. It's like you're smelling water. Well, it's clean. It says it's refreshing and clean. It smells clean. I don't smell hardly anything. On this one, I could have swore I remember smelling like a rice or like a grain coming through. But this one, there is no such thing. Oh, maybe just a... And I mean, you got to search for it. It's just a little tinge of that alcohol note. And I mean, it's so light, you don't even really, it's just a whiff. There is no nose on this whatsoever. 15%, I don't expect any legs or anything of that nature to stick or stay. So
what is this that you're reviewing?
It is
Maybe a whiskey or a liqueur.
It's a Korean drink. It's like
a rice liqueur, basically.
Yeah, it's made from rice. They're just called soju, and it's something they drink over there that's real common, but we just don't see it here.
A clear rice liqueur.
Yeah, and it is. It's distilled. It's not a fermented like. I think that rice wine, like typical rice wines, are fermented, but I don't know. We're outside of my knowledge zone on this one. I'll be just bluntly, plainly honest. That's what I know is what I've looked up, which ain't much. Anyway, no flavor, no nose to speak of.
Shit.
I could see how you could drink a whole lot of this and get yourself into a problem.
Oh no.
No flavor whatsoever.
That's for you, John.
Ever so light of a grain flavor. Otherwise, you're drinking water, man. There ain't even a burn. There's no burn. Now, maybe I'm spoiled because I drank some of this earlier. So,
what is that?
That was earlier today.
What is that?
Contradiction by Smooth Ambler. It's 50%.
Oh, okay. Huh.
But hells yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. I'm telling you, it's nothing. It is literally nothing.
It is Asian Zima.
It's Asian
You
vodka.
get a little of that citrus note with it. There's no citrus note. I think it's the alcohol that is the closest to water I have ever had.
Wow.
Whoa.
That is weird.
I mean, it is just not.
Almost like Bud Light.
This one had more flavor than this one. This is the Japanese. It was,
Probably should have been better drawing a Japanese wine.
yeah.
You know, I've had some of the Japanese wines at some of these stores here where I live at. The plum wines, you know, the
those are
sake,
good.
whatever. They're a little more flavorful.
Oh, plum wines are excellent. Warm plum wine. Yeah. This is 24% though. And so I think that may be why I got a little bit more flavor with this one.
Hair on your chest.
This one is clean. I mean, somebody would keep buying you shots and you would keep thinking, no problem. Then about 20 shots in, you might be going, there's a little problem starting.
What's the opposite problem?
Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, you might end up, hey Jay, the old saying, you might end up cutting your grass and say, hey, who did my lawn?
No.
Right.
Literally clean, nothing. That's the best I can do for you guys. I mean, it's just there is ever so bit of tinge of a little maybe
grass.
a grain husk in the background.
Yeah.
But that's it. And it's not offending. There's nothing to be offended by this at all. Maybe this is what it was intended to be. And if it is, then this is a perfect example of it. But
Well, I'll be curious to hear the score. And I'm glad you got it. And I would like to try some of that stuff one day. I've tried a number of sakes, and they're different. They taste like Budweiser. All right.
Nothing tastes like Budweiser except Budweiser.
I never heard that one before.
Well, go drink some Ozeki Gin, whatever it's called. All right. Anyway, Largo Bay. Yeah, I'm not thinking I'm loving drinking a bottle of sugar. I know it's supposed to be like that. I like the coconut part. I don't like the sugar part so much. Like, I know it's cane sugar, you know. Let's see. He says, is that Bud Light? Soju is a clear and colorless distilled alcohol beverage popular in the Korean Peninsula. It is usually consumed neat.
I can see it. Yeah.
All right. So I consumed that neat out of the freezer. It's all right. I wouldn't buy it, but I mean, would I buy any coconut rum to drink? No, I really wouldn't. I've been busy with regular rums. I don't have time. I mean, I just have the gold and the silver, sometimes dark. So I just don't have time to get into all these other things aside from Fandango Friday, which works fine, you know. But as far as the score, let's go to the banners. I'm going to give this, I'm going to go with an 82, a B minus. It's like marginally good. You can make the argument that it's good, but I don't want to be part of that argument. I just don't want to be part of that world, you know. But I know flavored rum and coconut rum and all that, it's a big deal, you know. That's fine. I just don't want to be part of it. Now, but I tried it. I'm glad, you know. As far as tomorrow morning at dawn, I got through all my Canadian whiskeys. I was on a big project. Let's call it a project yesterday. And I was getting through them, boy. I was just working through it, working the project, got it done. And so then I hope I didn't overlook a Canadian whiskey. I don't think I did. So tomorrow morning at dawn, get ready because we have everybody's favorite Irish whiskey.
Yeah, all right.
Not my favorite. Go ahead.
We have everybody's favorite Irish whiskey, and I'm unanimous in that.
It's not proper strawberry. Come on.
And it's everyone's favorite except for those who it's not the favorite for. And this comes from Irish Distillers Company in the middle of Ireland. Irish Distillers, who also make Paddy, but they make it for a different company. But anyway, all right, so that's going to go to war, to battle with.
Better not be proper 12. Oh, no.
2 gingers from Kilbeggan distillery. Let me try to block that light. That's two gingers from
Two redheads. All right.
from Kilbeggan, and that should be a nice battle. And then we have Super Sunday coming up at 10:30 on Sunday morning, because nothing says Sunday morning like getting home from church and drinking beer. And then next Wednesday we have the last installment of winter beers for winter, 7:20, 7:30 Eastern time. The next Friday, another Fandango Friday, I do believe. Now, so that's it from what the hell?
What's that?
Right.
Take the light off.
Pinnacle King Cake vodka. Oh no.
Pinnacle pumpkin spice.
That is the never-ending bottle, Jay.
Man, I had to pay. You know what? I had to pay $1.99 for this bottle.
No way. No way. Impossible.
I might have bought that for $1.99.
That's
True
my dad
story.
has to say. Impossible.
Put that in your eggnog. There you go. Well, it's not eggnog season anymore.
Okay, and you can look that up in your Funkin' Wagnalls. Now look, I'm not trying to tempt the flying finger of fate, but it smells like
Pumpkin.
pumpkin spice, like spices you put in pumpkin pie. Okay, so cheers to this.
Cheers. I'm sure it'll be good on a toddy.
Smells like an autumnal teenager in the pumpkin patch. All right.
Imagine that was in a pumpkin pie, Thanksgiving.
You look like you were trying to
as one of
dance
the
that old
recipes for
Michael
pumpkin pie.
Jackson song.
Let me
What's
just
wrong
say,
What's
Really?
wrong with Granny? What's wrong with Granny? Oh, she's eating the pumpkin pie. She wants more. All right, so
yeah,
you know what
Man,
that's going to taste like.
everybody will be happy for Thanksgiving.
Hold
Hey,
on
I
now.
want
Hold
more
on.
pumpkin
Hold on.
pie.
Let me clear this up.
Yeah.
Hold on. Just to give you some more information, this product is actually produced in France. It comes from France. I don't think pumpkin pie is actually a French type food, but anyway, it is imported from France, and
That's where all Pinnacle vodka comes from. So
right,
Right.
made
I've
with,
seen the brand before.
made with French vodka. Oh, I get it. It's made in the United States with Pinnacle French vodka. Okay,
Good.
so that's it. I got nothing else to say, and now I'm going to turn it over to Jean-Pierre so he can cigar us his score.
All the smoke. Woo! Hey there. Anyway, really good. Don Q. I'll show the bottle again for everybody what I'm drinking. Don Q. The gold. Not too bad. I will give it an 89 out of 100. I think this is quite good. The price. There's the vanilla flavor to it. Vanilla note, not too bad. There's no burn, which is a good thing. So this is a really good rum to consume. I'm sure this will be a rum to kind of mix. And again, a lot of videos that I've seen on Instagram, whatever, they use this more so the clear than the dark to, for different cocktails and whatnot. But again, as someone mentioned in the comments, there's nothing wrong drinking rum straight, simple, in a nice rock glass, nice and neat.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. So, as far as promos coming up, hopefully, guys, you enjoyed the review I did of the Terrapin Wake and Bake coffee, chocolate imperial stout, and I think I did a winter IPA from our friends at High Wire Brewing Company based in Asheville, North Carolina, which I was going to do for the last winter beers, but I will be more than likely on the road heading south to someplace in Louisiana. I don't know where, but for my birthday coming up.
Slidell, probably.
Probably so. Probably so. So,
Slidell.
but I do have two beers I'm going to review. I got the Terra, which is from Seoul, Korea, which is one of their Hold on, I'll show you the beer I got. I got Terra. I got 2 more beers to review. I got Terra.
La 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 la.
Terra right over here.
Mm.
Which is from Seoul, Korea. AGM was one of them one Oriental beers, and of course something that you have reviewed the other day with your daughter and solo review by yourself. Of course, the French
Oh
toast.
yeah, David loves that. He just
That
loves
sounded like it on Facebook, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll be having that. So yes, I will be that, and I'll be joining you for Super Sunday. 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Pacific. A stout or porter. I already got my stout already, and
Jeez.
that's about it. Wake and bake, prevalent phrase. I don't know what that was. Yeah. Anyway,
People wake up and smoke.
It's he said it was a common expression in Hawaii. So
yeah. So that's it. Thank you, Jay, David, Eric, and Robert. Always a pleasure seeing all of y'all.
Yum on.
Bob Dole on you, Bob Dole. Anyway, we're moving into my final segment of Southern Comfort Pepper. I'm going to make an off comment about the French toast stout from Avita. I think I've already made comments. I don't know if Jay posted those videos.
yeah, I read them. I was just kidding with you.
If you enjoy nut brown ale with pancake syrup in it, and you put whatever name you want on it, then you would give this an A. But if you call it French toast stout, and it tastes like nut brown ale, which is a strong ale, it's 8%. I get it. It's quite tasty. But don't call something it's not. I'm just saying, don't call something it's not. It's not, it does not taste like French toast. It's just another gimmick for these smaller companies to sell something to you. So you go around and go, oh, I gotta get it. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. All the guys in my beer reviews are getting it. Whatever. I get it. If that's your thing, go ahead and do it. But if you're going to give it an honest assessment and an honest review, it's not brown ale with heavy pancake syrup in it. That's all it is. If you like that sweetness, go right ahead. Or you can have this sweetness right here, which isn't bad. It's got some heat to it. It's got, I don't know, it has a consistency of syrup to it. I don't know. I kind of like it. It's not bad. I mean, this is one of those acquired tastes. Think of like this along these lines. Have you ever had like, you go to these parties and these people, I got this really good dip, and they pull it out and it's nothing more than cream cheese with just pepper jelly on it. That's just kind of reminds me of without the cream cheese taste on it. So it kind of does have that. The cream cheese taste is replaced with kind of a Southern Comfort whiskey, which has always been like a cherry flavor kind of liqueur. We've drank this 30 years. Back in high school, I had this stuff. It was local stuff, so you can get it anywhere. It is a little bit on the side of being kind of like a cough syrup consistency a little bit, but it's not too bad. So I got a little bit left. Go ahead and taste this again. Let y'all know what it tastes like or doesn't taste like. Definitely does not taste like French toast.
All right. Okay. All right.
What was that? The gong?
Ding.
Ding dong, willy willy wing wong.
The witches did.
So if you like it along the lines of being like a sweet liqueur or something like that, you would kind of like this. It's the whole cough syrup thing's kind of got me a little off-centered about this. So I got to give this like an 85. It's not too bad. It's not too great, but it's one of those. It's kind of a novelty thing. It's something you pull out in a party and give people shots and say, "Hey, check this out, check this out, check this out." When Fireball came out, everybody was like, "Check this out, check this out, check this out."
Now, I know I can answer this question by merely opening that bottle, but I'm going to ask it anyway. When I think about cough syrup, I think about menthol. Has it got like that menthol note in it?
It's very slight. It's more along the lines of like a Jägermeister.
Oh, okay. Real clear now.
Yeah, there is a little slight mentholness to it, but it's more along the lines of Jägermeister. So you might enjoy it.
Eric,
I won't know till I try.
Eric, I apologize. I went out of sequence. That was my screw.
Oh well, I've done that too many times, and then people leave the stream in anger. You shouldn't do that.
Oh, who are those?
I try to make sure that everybody.
How dare you do
When
that?
you're drinking
I
some
try to
good
make sure
alcohol.
everybody's
Here,
ordered
let me-
when I do it this way at my channel. That's what I try to do. So
Yeah, that was just a screw up. I'm sorry.
yeah, so if you type in barrel aged gins into a Google search, one of the things you'll find is a vinepair.com article that talks about the 10 best barrel aged gins as according to 2000. There it is, according to 2019. So it's been it's been a thing, and they were doing it since countries were doing it, or at least the practice was done since the 18th century. So I think it was done to try to get more people. I think it's done in a craft spirit sense to get more people interested in the barrel aged products that normally would only drink, say, a clear spirit. And in a lot of these products that you're seeing on the website, you're seeing that you can utilize the barrel finished gin product in your cocktail as a substitute for the normal barrel your barrel spirit, like a bourbon or a rye or any other world whiskey. One of them was a peated barreled finished gin, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, there it is. The big gin peat barrel. That is very interesting. And it's at $36. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
So
that's gotta come from the big Pete.
when I put a couple of straws of some ice cool water into the gin, it really gave it that menthol herbally, like a rye whiskey sort of a menthol herbal note to it. The gin, the barrel finished gin, more peppery and more spicy and a little bit more sharp in its note. I noticed more alcohol with the water, but it didn't taste that way. So there's things to like about it when it was neat. I liked the unapologetic sort of a brash, juniper berry, clove cinnamon or clove white peppercorn spiciness. I like that menthol when it's got the water in it. It's a little bit creamier. There's more vanillas that come out. But in general, just like Litchfield Distillery talks about with their regular gin, this gin is more on the sweeter side, even though it has the juniper berry note. They're not making any apologies for saying that they try to make this thing to be a little bit more on the sweeter side, which amplifies a little bit of the flavors here. I'm not so keen on like more of a sweeter side of gin, so I'm going to knock it down some points on my rating system for that. I kind of wish it was a drier overall gin. But it's a very, very interesting product. Let me take the last sip and give a rating.
So is gin supposed to be sweet? Or is it supposed to be kind of like savory?
I think it depends on what style of gin you're trying to produce. There's an American style gin that's more of like a fruitier floral aspect to it, and there's more of the London Dry that's more juniper berry, drier forward, and then there's one more style of gin that I'm missing, but generally an American style is going to be more of the sweeter type notes to it. This one
so is this considered to be an American style?
I would guess.
I've only been exposed to the European styles.
Yeah, I would guess this is much sweeter than anything that I've had. That's your Plymouth gins or your Beefeater or your Tanqueray. This is much sweeter than that. So I'm not so keen on that. This is a very interesting product. I probably would not buy it again, but I would like to see this in an old fashioned. You could try it in a gin and tonic, I suppose, that might be a little bit overbearing. It does have nice lemony notes. I'll give it an 87. I'm not disappointed that this bottle came into my life, but over the last 2 years, that's all I've drank. So I should try it in some bourbon cocktails that maybe I could use with this
Maybe a
gin
Tom
and see what I
Collins
think.
with a lot of
Yeah.
pineapple.
And what was the price point on that?
This was probably close to $60, I think.
60.
Yeah, just because it was at that distillery live there. Yeah.
So
Oh,
we,
well.
I wouldn't buy it again just based on that price point. If it was
how
more
would you
close,
favor that against Beefeater?
oh, this is. I personally would rather drink Beefeater than this. I like the more spicier clove, juniper notes. And again, a little dry, much drier than this. This kind of leaves you with a little bit of the cooked sugar element. It's not cloyingly sweet, but it does leave you with a cooked sugary element.
Mm. So, and what would you say the price point on Beefeater would be?
I really don't know.
Oh, that's a good question. That's got to be.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
I'm
got to
not
be
in the market.
I would hope for a 750 milliliter bottle. It's no more than $30. Hopefully,
Yeah,
it's
a
30 grand.
Beefeater's going to be about $28 to $32, depending on
Yeah.
where you're at in the country. Some of the other ones are going to be about a couple bucks cheaper, but Beefeater always kind of corners the market because it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, my
Wow.
go-to is Tanqueray, and that's usually about the same price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we go down to some of Jay's rundowns, maybe it'll get it even cheaper.
Right.
Yeah, it is amazing.
Oh,
But then we don't know about what we're spending on gas doing that. So
yeah.
Who
Right.
cares? It's so
Secret
fun.
shit, they're cheap.
It's just so fun.
it
See stuff
kinda
I
is.
don't ever see.
I guess there was a little bit of a licorice or anise note to this too. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I assume you went to Savannah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely licorice. Definitely, now that I think about that, yeah. Power of persuasion there.
Yeah.
The power of Patrick persuasion.
Beefeater's good.
Yep.
I prefer Old Tom.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have to go get the bottle, but I have an Old Tom gin that is probably my favorite everyday drinking gin. Put in
Nice.
stuff. I can't remember the name.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I don't know what to give this because
Wait, Eric.
I'm
I'm sorry, Eric.
Yeah.
You had promos.
Oh, yeah, I can do that really
go
quick.
ahead.
Yeah,
I get the
so,
bottle.
Thomas Metal 75 at the Massachusetts Beer Review Show. We coincide with Jay Terrio, but give your love and support to as many people as you can is going to be my suggestion on that one. We do the Wild Card Wednesday on my channel. Again, Thomas Metal 75 Massachusetts Beer Reviews. The Wild Card Wednesday, only admittance fee is a beverage. Bring a beer, wine, or spirit, really any adult beverage. Let's have some fun. All I like to say is don't be a douche, and we'll be good. So, 2 shout outs really quickly. I've been shouting these guys out for a while now. Go check out Beer Barbecue Baseball. He's an Ohio-based beer reviewer. He's got a couple of hundred subscribers. He's a really, really good beer reviewer. He loves the baseball, so talk to him about that, including barbecue, but especially baseball and beer. Talk to that man. Great gentleman. And started in 2021. Go check out the Barley Lads. It's a gentleman over there that does some beer reviewing, but primarily does about a 5-minute average whiskey review between 4 and 6. We'll give you a little history of the distillery and a bourbon, rye, any kind of world whiskey, Scotch, Irish whiskey. Give you a little history of the distillery and a good, concise whiskey review. So Barley Lads and Beer Barbecue Baseball. Cheers.
So I have a random question. This
Yeah.
is I'm sorry to jump in on you, Whiskey Scout.
Go
But
ahead.
I have a random question. A friend of mine came by the other day, and this was kind of an old concept, and he mentioned to me, "Hey, have you ever had a smoked whiskey?" And I was thinking, man, that sounds so familiar. But this is a bar technique where they actually take a whiskey. Well, no, that's not it.
I know what you mean. I know what you
Yeah.
mean.
And they kind of infuse it, like they blow like cigarette cigar smoke or something all over it, and it goes down into the glass, and they put a cube in it, and the ice cube kind of like brings it down into the whiskey, and it kind of sits there for just a moment of time, and that moment of time is designed just for you to drink the drink. And I've had, and Jay and I have discussed this off camera before. I've had several instances where I've gotten this top end Asian Japanese whiskey that everybody says tastes like scotch and all that, and you get it, you drink it, it comes in a nice fancy bottle. Remember the old bottles you sit on your parents' like bar somewhere, it's all carved out and all that. It's like crystal, and they'd sell that. And you let it sit for a couple of months, and damn if it didn't taste anything like what you bought.
Hibiki.
The remnants of it was.
I think it was Hibiki, if I was to guess.
It was a biggie. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what it was.
All my fellow in January.
Well, with that said, Thomas, I wanted to get back with what your product was that you produced, and I was brought tonight, and I was just wondering if maybe that may have been something like that. Like you hear like all these double oak and triple oaked and all this stuff like that. You know, like they'll take one distiller of something, and they'll take it and they'll put it in something else, and they'll take like these chips of wood and stuff like that. You know, I don't know, like charcoal or whatever, and stick it in there, and it supposedly makes it taste a whole lot better. But I was just wondering if you guys have run across anything like that.
I was in a whiskey bar in Oklahoma City 3-4 years ago. They had a little contraption set up where it was a big glass like bowl, and they had a thing that made smoke, and they were using hickory chips, I think. A little bitty surgical tube that ran from that, brought the smoke up to the top of that bowl. It set the bowl over top of the glass, and then it kind of created a vacuum. I'm unaware of how it actually did it, but it forced the I didn't look at it that closely. But anyway, that's what I see. I never tried it, but I've seen it done once.
And I've seen several videos, advertisements where you make your own aged whiskey from taking these chips outside of barrels, like charred barrels.
You know, well, just take your glasses out there next time I'm smoking on the smoker on a pork butt or something. Just turn it on the smoker for 30 minutes and pull it out. It's going to.
We got lots of McCoy down here and live oak. Might as well try it.
Exactly.
All right. Now the Whiskey Scout's going to do his.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Apparently, we have been chastised for going off.
No, I just want to. I don't want to go too long.
Again, I don't know what to gauge this against. It's so thin, so clean, so. For me, if I was having a party, to tell you this is the honest truth. If we were going to have a party and I was going to make mixed drinks, you could add this as a filler to a mixed drink, and nobody would know the difference. There would be no change other than maybe a little watering down your drink, but you're adding a lot of alcohol to it. That would be where I think personally this would shine. Now, score-wise, how can I score it? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. There's just nothing flavorful about it, truthfully. I mean, it's just not bringing anything to the party. But if clear, clean, tasteless alcohol is your thing, this is 100, but it's not for me. I mean, for me, you know, I there's nothing wrong. I give it an 85. There's just nothing wrong with it. I mean, I can't knock it for anything because there's nothing to knock other than lack of flavor profile. You know,
so is that one of those instances where you feel like it's a style thing that somebody would appreciate versus what you think about it? Okay.
It's not a quality issue. It's a style issue.
Right. Well, yeah. There is.
I've made several reviews where we've been on YouTube doing videos, and I've said that to Jay before. Man, this stuff tastes good like this. It's not something I really like.
Now, in comparison to the
I've said the same thing.
Hakutake Soju from Japan, Shiro Shuju, this definitely has more of a grain note to it. You definitely get the grain note come across. Just ever so slight of an alcohol note. I may not have noticed that the first time, but this time I am getting just a little bit. And because that, I have now a reason to compare because I have something that directly correlates.
Yeah.
This has no alcohol. This does have a bit of an alcohol note. This definitely has more of a grain note to it than that, but it's just a blank. Don't think corn, barley, and just think just a grainy note. Tell you the truth, I would prefer the Korean because the grain I don't care for. That grain note in it it's kind of blah.
Now, do you have any promos?
I haven't done anything in a while, but yesterday, like I said, yesterday I bought this, the Contradiction 50%. The reason I bought the Contradiction 50%, this is actually an older bottle, batch 96. The newer bottles come in at 46%. And I've had this one hanging around for unopened for about a year and a half. I bought this one up in Nebraska about a year and a half ago. This is batch 128. So I would kind of like to do a comparison between the two.
That's cool.
So I think that's going to be coming up when I get time. They moved in and rigged up the rig today, so I don't know if they're going to spud tomorrow or not, but
Ooh.
we're supposed to get another snowstorm tonight, so they may not. But, and I couldn't find that gin.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
That gin I was telling you about, Thomas, that old Tom.
Yeah.
I can't find it. I drank it all. I know now I did. I drank
The
it
old time.
back then this summer. But I need to go buy another bottle because it's really, truly one of my favorites. I get it local. I can get it at the liquor store up here. So
I'll have to try that
that's
sometime.
good. That's pretty common. So that's it for me.
Oh.
All right. Anybody got anything left to say?
Just enjoy the games this weekend.
Is
very entertaining.
well, well, we don't have to get into a huge conversation. You can just say yes or no or laugh. Is Trevor Lawrence for real in the NFL? I don't know.
Maybe.
I think so. I think he's one of those quarterbacks. He's got a lot of physical talent. He knows what he's doing. He comes off 2 years of national championships. And didn't he win the Heisman Trophy?
No,
He was like a sophomore. He did
never
not.
won one.
Okay,
Not to my knowledge.
that's a shame. He's a real good quarterback. He's got all the physical aspects to it. I think he's coming into his own. So he's definitely a franchise quarterback.
I agree with that.
We'll see what Jacksonville's going to
And
do.
he has the right coach, Doug Peterson.
Oh yeah, I think he's the right coach.
He
Definitely.
has the right coach there. All I'm going to say is
I mean, awesome playoff series right now. All the quarterbacks are under the age of 28.
Yep.
Yeah,
Super
so
remember
overrated.
If you can give Trevor Lawrence, he's good about going through his progressions, but you got to give him time. And if he's got a line that can give him time, he's going to hit his guy.
Yeah, that's
got
what
it.
happened in the second half of that
He needs
game.
to come over a little bit, and
Yeah.
Now, John, you said all I got to say is what?
I was going to say is remember last year, those divisional round playoff games, how crazy those games ended.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hope we get the same drama this weekend.
Well, it was 27-0 in that. It was 27-0 in that game, and look what happened to Jacksonville there.
Yes.
Exactly what we were talking about. He was able to get defensive coverage, so he was able to do. If Trevor Lawrence was able to do his thing in that first half, I'm like, no one's protecting him. He has no time to figure this out. And then when he had time to figure it out, he knew what he was going to do. But
it would
over
not
time, I
be.
think, but like with anything, over time you get more experience and you learn from the mistakes. You're able to.
Who's the running back behind Trevor Lawrence? I don't remember.
Good question. I don't know who it
That
is.
actually matters a lot more to a quarterback.
Yep.
Because he's got to be able to pick up the offside on the blitz.
Yeah. You're right.
And that's
If
very
you look-
important.
If you look
All
at
right,
the point
well,
spread,
Well, it used to be Matt Forte, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Local
might have been.
product here.
Yeah, but he kept getting hurt. All right, well, we're going to get off the air, and we'll be back next Friday for Fandango Friday. I don't want to keep the people watching too
All
long.
right.
All right, y'all take care
Good
now.
night, America. Good night,
Take care
world.
now.
Later.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Adios.